Taurus, hi, welcome to this channel. This is your weekly reading for the week of September 1st. Thank you for being here. I hope you are doing well. Let's see what's coming through for you. You can use this for your sun, moon, and rising sign. If you want to book a personal reading, my email is in the description box below. Send me an email. So let's see what's coming through for you. In September, we have two eclipses happening. The first one is on the 7th, which is a lunar eclipse in Pisces. And on the 21st, we have another eclipse, a solar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. So this has to do with release, organizing, paying attention to what's important, things like that. So let's see what your cards are. Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and Wheel of Fortune. Five of Pentacles actually came through for Aries as well. It could be that Aries is in your chart. Queen of Wands could be a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But this could also be your energy that you are embodying. Okay, Wheel of Fortune here is change. There is an opportunity for you to create something new and amazing. So yes, opportunity is there. Okay. Sometimes opportunities are always available to us, but sometimes we don't see them and we don't take advantage of them. But yeah, if you're watching this video, know that there is a chance for you to make something right and create a positive change and break out of old patterns. Okay. Old patterns, habits, things like that. So take advantage of this opportunity. On the other hand, this is where things are, it could be that your routine is going through a change. This Knight of Swords is busyness. So maybe a busy period, and this is where you are making things happen. So again, yes, busy, but you are on top of things. You are taking care of things. And Five of Pentacles is exhaustion. For some, this could also be travel, but a little bit tiring. It could be a long trip for some of you, or it could be that you are not feeling well. So yeah, on the other hand, Knight of Swords here may have something to do with communication. Okay, so just pay attention to communication. What you are like, this is frustration. So out of frustration, you may say something, do something, and you may not feel good about it later on. So just be aware of that. How you want to address this situation. Okay, it's not about ignoring your emotions, it's about finding healthy solutions and addressing it. Well, sometimes, you know what, guilty as charged. Sometimes things just happen, and then out of frustration we say and do something, and we feel bad about things later on. But it's also about what we do afterwards. That also matters. So this could mean like contemplating on it, reflecting on what just happened, and then figuring out, okay, how can I, what happened, why did it happen, and what is the solution here, so I can handle this situation in a better way if something similar happens next time. So that's what the Wheel of Fortune energy is about. Sometimes it may feel like, sometimes life moves in cycles. It's sometimes we come across similar situations that we had to deal with in the past, but if when we are careful, it will be possible for us to respond to situations in a different way and not in the same way if we want different results. So that's the opportunity that I'm seeing here for you. So what do you want to do differently this time? But if you find yourself like, reacting, then it's also about what's happening, what happens afterwards. Like, for instance, this could mean, again, going inward, reflecting on it and finding a different way to handle the situation if this happens again. For instance, it could be a direct conversation with that person, or it may have something to do with the way we approach to situations. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with the people. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's also about um, understanding our own emotions as well. Yes, Queen of Wands is here. Queen of Wands could either be someone you are dealing with, or it could also be your energy. And this is where you are looking beautiful, you are feeling good, and this is also where you are like sharing. So if you are on social media, then this is about, it could be that you are coming across new ideas, new thoughts, and you are sharing it. On the other hand, it could also be people, friends, you are yeah, some event that you are participating in. And Five of Pentacles here could mean uh, like things are out of control, that things are not in your hands. So so it's important to know if that is really true, or if it's just how we perceive the situation. So it's all depend, yeah, it's again, certain things are not in our control, right? So it's important to know what you can change, and yet what you don't have control over. Because if you are trying to change something that you don't have control over, then that leads to frustration. But it's also reminding you, is there something you can change? So keeping an open mind is important, and staying open to different way of doing things, different options, is important. And focusing on the solution is also important here to avoid this energy. Okay, so this is opposite energies, Taurus. This is where you are, this is a card of leadership. This is taking ownership, taking um, responsibility, and not waiting for approval, validation. But this is where you are, this is someone who just does whatever she wants to do. She doesn't want, she doesn't wait for people's permission. She just do whatever she wants to, whatever she can. And this is opposite energy. So this is where it may feel like things are not in your hands. And it could be that if you are waiting for someone to get on board, someone to help you with things, and maybe if that is not happening, then you might feel a little bit frustrated and exhausted. So on the other hand, what I also want to say is, with this energy, if this is your energy, Taurus, this is where you are handling everything by yourself. Like you said, you are not waiting for someone to come and help you with things, or maybe you are not even asking for help. So, and that can lead to some exhaustion here, and also resentments. Um, if you are carrying more than your share of the load, that can lead to resentments and frustration. So just be aware of that. So know what the solution is here. So finding balance is important. Wheel of Fortune is a turning point. It could be that you are doing something new and different here. Something you may not be, something that is not familiar, something that you may not be comfortable with. If it feels like it's the same, things are same old, then know what you can do to make a change. Because with this, you have the power to make a change, make a positive change. Something to do with either your vehicle, or something to do with, yeah, um, if you are making a big purchase, What I want to say is do not rush into it. Maybe again, like I said, negotiate. That is important. Maybe you will get a good deal, or maybe think about shopping around, like maybe give it some time and shop around to see if you can find a good deal. But what I want to say is do not rush into anything without doing your research. Okay. So what's happening in the sky? On the 1st of September, Saturn enters Pisces, and on the 2nd, Mercury enters Virgo. So both these signs are changing signs. Okay, Mercury rules Virgo. So Mercury will be in its home sign. Mercury also rules Gemini. So yeah, this energy has to do with getting organized. So that's what you are doing here. This is where you are doing something difficult. It could be organizing your space. It could be something to do with your business if you are self-employed, or it could be work related, or it could be life, like insurance, paperwork, documentation, taxation, um, accounts, banking, finance, things like that. Maybe that's where the focus is. And if you are trying to do it by yourself, then it will be a little bit exhausting. Maybe think about hiring someone and getting the help you need. And Saturn moving into the sign of Pisces. Now, Pisces represents our creativity, our spirituality, and our subconscious. So, Saturn has to do with um, digging up whatever is hidden in our deep subconscious. So, yes, you might come across some emotional ups and downs, but it's it's about seeing the opportunities. Like I said, yes, maybe um, it's important to like sit down to understand what's happening, which is what Saturn encourages us to do. Saturn is a disciplinarian. Saturn is a tough taskmaster. Saturn wants us to do the work, and yes, the results will be there, but then we have to do the work. And because this is in Pisces, it has to do with our subconscious, our spiritual side. So yes, you might come across something like so be aware of your own triggers and what's going on, so you can then find solutions. Because in September we are in eclipse season, and eclipse is all about release. So that's also what this energy is, an opportunity for you to release something that is not helpful anymore. So how can we do that? It could be either internal, like when it comes to emotions and things like that, or it could be something in our external. So whatever is not helpful, it's this month is about releasing and getting organized in our life and staying focused on what's important, so we can create more like a positive shift in our life. And on the 3rd of September, Mercury in Virgo squares Uranus in Gemini. Now, this is a little bit, it's not an easy energy that can lead to some impatience and restlessness. Again, this could be interpersonal communication for others. For some, it could also be whatever it is that you want to do. Like, for instance, it could be something to do with a project that you are working on. It could be people you are collaborating with. It could be something to do with what you are, where you are investing your money, big purchases and things like that. So again, the energy is reminding you not to rush. Instead, it's important to do our research, gather information, connect with people, ask for perspectives, and then make our decision. On the 4th of September, Mars in Libra squares Jupiter in Cancer. Yeah, this is this is actually nice energy, but that this can also lead to some complacency. um, yeah, but it's just temporary. Then Moon in Aquarius trines Mars in Libra. So that has to do with taking initiatives. So this energy will help us take more initiatives. And that's what I'm seeing here for you. Taking things in your own hands and doing what needs to be done. And then on the 6th of September, Uranus retrograde is happening in the sign of Gemini. And that can also lead to some slowdown, some frustrations. So just be aware of what you have control over, what you don't have control over, and what can you change. And it's then about making those changes, okay, whatever it is that are in your hands. Then 7th of September, we have lunar eclipse happening in Pisces. This is about release. And that's what I'm seeing here for you. Maybe you are releasing something. It could be talking it out. Maybe you are meeting a friend, and you are talking about things that are bothering you. And that is actually helping you release. So finding that outlet is important. So you don't want to, keep it to yourself. So when I said finding but it's also at the same time, it's also important to talk to the right people. um, so yeah, so that will help you release all the pent up emotions. On the other hand, it could also be through a creative project. It could be focusing on your health. Maybe like uh, if you want to go for a run or something, that also help us release emotions. If there is something. So it's all about using that energy in a constructive way. All right, now let's see what's coming through on the oracle cards. Spirit, please give us a message for Taurus. What do they need to know? What do they need to be aware of? Taurus. So with Knight of Swords, this is a restless mind. So when it comes to like important meetings, presentations, uh, just be aware of this energy, what's happening in the headspace. It's important to like, yeah, and you might ask some questions and you will realize, oh, you already know how to do things. Or it could be you sending out an email or making a quick phone call, something like that. So just be aware of, you know, what's happening, when it comes to your own energy storage. So then you can handle it in beautifully. Okay. Taurus, your message is words of abundance. Yeah, that's exactly what's coming through here. Something to do with communication here. And it could be that you are talking to someone, but then later you are feeling bad about things. So again, Taurus, it's important to know who you are talking to, because when we talk to the right people, we don't feel bad about things later on. It only help us understand our situation in a better way. And maybe they will also share their own perspectives, which will be helpful. But yeah, so that is important to know who you are talking to. So let's see here. So the message here is you have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms, and that's what you attract for yourself and others. Yeah, so it's important to know where the focus is. Yes, there are a lot of things happening in the world right now, right? And so, but then it's also, we don't want to like put all our energy there and worry about things, because if that is so, it's important to know how you are spending your time, your energy, and how it's making you feel. So that's what this energy is. And it's important to keep your thoughts, your words positive and optimistic, Taurus. And that's exactly what's happening here. The sunflower is all about keeping our eyes on the light, keeping keeping the focusing on what the possibilities are, what the solution is. So being solution oriented is important, and that it's not, I'm not asking you to ignore your emotions. Ignoring our emotions is not the solution, and acknowledging our emotions is actually um, is that comes from that from a place of strength, so that's what this energy is about: strength and resilience. And that's where you are coming from. And strength is uh, all about acknowledging our emotions, but then not letting it drag us down. At the same time, it's important to focus on the solutions. And that's what this card is also um, reminding. So, words of abundance, it has to do with manifestations. And I am seeing manifestations here like magic. This is a card of magic, making creativity, and making things happen. Taurus, that's what I have for you. I hope this was helpful. Do remember to watch the moon and the rising sign as well. If these messages resonated, please do like the video, subscribe, support the channel. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great week ahead. Please take care, and I will see you in the next reading.